These are 10 almost perfect Suzuki motorcycles that have stood the test of time, delivering performance, reliability, and a certain timeless charm. If you've been around bikes for as long as some of us, you know Suzuki has consistently rolled out some real gems, and we're about to run through the best of the bunch. The phrase "last forever" might sound like an exaggeration, but with proper maintenance, these machines have proven their mettle on the open road year after year. Each model has a story, some minor quirks, and a lasting impact on the motorcycle world. Without further ado, let's dive right into number 10 and see what makes these bikes so special. Number 10. Suzuki GT750. Nicknamed the Water Buffalo in the States and the Kettle across the pond, the Suzuki GT750 was launched for the 1972 model year. Its 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine was unique for being one of the first liquid-cooled setups in a Japanese production motorcycle, and that distinction alone turned heads when it hit showroom floors. Many riders back in the day remember the GT750 for its smooth power delivery and comfortable touring capability. It wasn't a featherweight track machine, but it excelled at a steady highway cruising and easily racked up big miles when treated with basic upkeep. The 739cc engine delivered decent punch for its era, and its dual-disc front brakes provided respectable stopping power compared to some competitors. While it may not be as commonly seen on the road now, those who still ride and cherish a GT750 often comment on its robust build and nostalgic character that harks back to a time when two-stroke triples ruled the scene. Number 9. Suzuki Katana GSX 1100S. When the Katana GSX 1100S debuted in 1981, it looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. Designed by former BMW stylist Hans Muth, it broke from the traditional round headlamp and upright stance many folks were used to. Power came from an air-cooled 4-cylinder 16-valve engine that was as gutsy as its appearance. It might not have matched modern superbikes in the horsepower wars, but back then, it was one of the fastest street machines you could buy, while also influencing how sport bikes would evolve in the years ahead. For many American riders who witnessed its launch, the Katana's radical look was polarizing. Some were skeptical, some were starstruck, but there's no denying it turned Suzuki into a style pioneer. Jokes aside, the Katana quickly grew a dedicated fan base, and pristine examples remain highly collectible. Thanks to straightforward mechanicals, these models stand the test of time and still bring smiles to those who crave that early 80s sport bike vibe. Before we move on to the next one, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you like this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, is it done? Great! Thank you so much. Number 8. Suzuki GS500. The Suzuki GS500, introduced in 1989, is a straightforward, no-nonsense middleweight that earned a reputation as a rock-solid commuter and beginner-friendly ride. Its 487cc air-cooled parallel twin provided enough pep for everyday use, and the bike's modest size made it agile through city streets. Maintenance on a GS500 stayed relatively uncomplicated. Valve checks were straightforward, carburetors easy to tune, and the entire design seemed geared towards simplicity. Although its unassuming style didn't scream for attention, many folks found that to be part of its charm, especially when they looked at their reliable daily runner with a sense of gratitude. Over its production run, it received evolutionary upgrades, including a semi-fair GS500F version in later years. But the core engine and dependable character never changed. If you're looking for an affordable bike that's been proven to last, there's a reason so many older riders still recommend the GS500 to newcomers and veterans alike. Number 7. Suzuki DR-Z400S. Suzuki's DR-Z400S has been putting smiles on off-road enthusiast faces since its arrival in 2000. Its 398cc liquid-cooled single is known for being nearly bomb-proof. Treat it to regular oil changes and basic checks, and chances are it'll keep chugging along without much fuss. Unlike some hardcore enduro bikes, the DR-Z400S strikes a balance between trail performance and street legality. It's got enough torque to scramble through wooden paths and gravel roads, and it remains surprisingly composed for light highway cruising. In a sense, it might feel like a Swiss Army knife, capable of handling multiple scenarios with competence, if not outright dominance. Plenty of owners praise its easy suspension tuning and the wealth of aftermarket support. which includes larger tanks and comfort upgrades for extended adventures. Whether you're a seasoned dirt rider recalling those early days of dual sport exploration, or just someone wanting a rugged all-rounder, the DRZ400S has rightfully earned a reputation for toughness and fun. Number 6. Suzuki DR650. Suzuki's DR650, first introduced in 1990, is another stalwart of the dual sport scene that refuses to quit. Over the decades, its 644cc air and oil-cooled single has remained remarkably unchanged, and that's actually been part of its charm. Many folks appreciate a less complex setup. Fewer electronics go wrong, a simple carburetor, and generally bulletproof design. Riders often rave about how easy it is to strip down and modify for long-distance adventure riding or more focused off-road pursuits. It's not the lightest in the category, but it hits a sweet spot of manageability and comfort. A decent seat height paired with reliable suspension keeps it friendly for an array of riders. Sure, it won't win drag races against a Hayabusa, but it's the kind of machine you can run hard all weekend, then ride to work on Monday without blinking an eye. If consistency and longevity define almost perfect, the DR650 checks those boxes handily. Number 5. Suzuki V-Strom 650. Lovingly nicknamed the Wii-Strom, the V-Strom 650 debuted in 2004 with a 645cc 90-degree V-twin derived from the SV650's engine. Right from the start, its combination of comfort, moderate seat height, and dependable power delivery made it a big hit among those wanting an adventure bike that could just as easily handle daily commutes. While it's no hardcore off-roader, it does offer enough ground clearance for gravel and well-kept trails, and the tall windshield plus fairing design help on long highway stretches. Over time, Suzuki refined the electronics, added ABS on many versions, and tweaked the styling. Yet at its core, the V-Strom 650's biggest selling point remains stability. Countless owners have tallied up six-figure mileage with minimal mechanical drama. If you're an older gent looking to comfortably rack up cross-country miles without a second thought, it's tough to argue against solid track record and well-rounded nature of the ever-popular Wii. Number 4. Suzuki Bandit 1200. Launched in 1996, the Bandit 1200 GSF 1200 combined a muscular air and oil-cooled inline-4 with a tried-and-true tubular steel frame, delivering a bike that balanced practicality and raw grunt. It quickly gained attention among riders who wanted a versatile machine that wasn't just a track-focused rocket. The 1157cc engine offered ample torque for relaxed touring, but it also responded eagerly to performance tweaks. Plenty of seasoned riders have tuned theirs into genuine powerhouses. The relatively upright ergonomics and plush seat made longer trips comfortable, appealing to those who'd grown weary of cramped sport bikes. In subsequent generations, Suzuki upped this placement to 1250 and introduced liquid cooling, yet the Bandit's spirit stayed strong, a dependable, accessible motorcycle that wouldn't break the bank. When meticulously maintained, these bikes can spin the odometer well past 100,000 miles. That blend of affordability, reliability, and easy power has kept the Bandit a favorite for folks who want something that'll handle a weekend romp or a lengthy cross-country tour. Number 3. Suzuki GSX R750. The GSX R750 changed the world of sport bikes when Suzuki unveiled the first model in 1985. Dubbed a race replica for the street, it was designed with the lightweight frame, a high-revving inline-4 engine, and aggressive aesthetics that made it look like it belonged on a track from day one. At the heart of its success was the balance between agility and power, enough engine displacement to hang with leader bikes in the corners but without the added heft. Through every generation, often referred to as slabside, slingshot, and beyond, Suzuki refined the GSX R750, introducing advancements in fuel injection, suspension, and braking. It became a mainstay in endurance racing, proof of the platform's enduring capability. Among aficionados, it's still revered for bridging the gap between hardcore superbikes and everyday usability. Today, older models remain beloved by folks who remember the Gixxer's glory days, and newer incarnations carry that storied lineage forward. Truly, it's an icon that helped define modern sport bike culture. Number 2. Suzuki SV650. When the SV650 burst onto the scene in 1999, people took note. Its 645cc liquid-cooled V-twin offered a friendly mix of accessible torque and lively horsepower, making it ideal for both novices and experienced riders wanting something nimble. The trellis frame gave it a sporty look, and the mid-range punch made it a delight on winding roads. Over time, Suzuki fine-tuned the platform, adding fuel injection in 2003 and reworking the styling across various generations. No matter the year, the SV650's fundamentals stayed the same: an engine that can handle daily commutes or weekend canyon carving, maintenance that doesn't require an engineering degree, and a cult following that spans multiple age groups. Many older riders appreciated simplicity and reliability, recalling earlier days when an uncomplicated V-twin that just worked could bring endless grins. Even now, you'll find plenty of these bikes on the road, each owner bragging about how well it's aged under their care. Number 1. Suzuki Hayabusa GSX 1300R. Debuting in 1999, the Hayabusa promptly claimed the title of the world's fastest production motorcycle, clocking top speeds around 190 miles per hour. Beneath its aerodynamic fairings beat a 1299cc inline-4 engine so robust, it often became the platform of choice for serious drag racers and high-horsepower tuners. The name Hayabusa, which is Japanese for peregrine falcon, reflected its mission perfectly: unstoppable speed and power that redefined the sport touring category. While some critics labeled it overkill, many longtime riders appreciated the relaxed ergos that balanced everyday comfort with warp drive acceleration. Over the years, the design evolved with improved electronics, a bump to 1340cc, and better handling, but it never lost sight of its iconic heritage. It's impossible to deny the cultural impact, as the Hayabusa graced magazine covers, starred in movies, and became a household name, even among non-riders. If you crave a machine that can stand toe-to-toe with anything on the highway for decades, the Busa remains a king among kings. Jokes aside, these 10 Suzuki models have earned their stripes through dependability, performance, and the kind of simple, long-haul reliability that grows more endearing with every passing mile. Hope you found this video helpful, and maybe even sparked a few memories if you've hidden any of these gems in your younger days. There are plenty of people still clocking miles on these classics, living proof that good engineering and regular maintenance go a long way. If you'd like to hear more about legendary bikes and share your own stories, be sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Ride safe, everyone!